everybody. I'm Luxcana from Luxury Gaming, and I'm here with...
My name is Justin Ward. I just got top 16 at DLC Vegas.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what deck did we play?
I played Red-Blue.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
Let's see it.
So it's the standard 4 Tipo, 4 Tala, 4 Flaversham, 4 Maui, a 1 of King Candy.
Ooh, okay, so let's talk about that card. Why one of that card?
So I wanted something in the mirror, or it was a solid 5-drop, because a lot of your turn 5s, you really don't do much unless you're either going another 4-drop with an item or going like Brawl into Visions. So I just wanted something in the mirror that like gave me some action to do on turn 5, because there's a lot of times where you're not even playing Maui at all in the mirror, so this is just ink. And then this card also draws 2 cards and puts 1 back on the bottom of the deck. So any card that replaces itself in the mirror is a good card in my opinion. It also quests for 2, which can actually be really relevant. I know some people were playing Gaston over something like this, but I just valued the 5 mana for it being better than Gaston, although I may play Gaston in the future.
Now, did you find that like Medusa would get rid of it because it's only like a 3-body?
So if Medusa is clearing this in the mirror instead of Hiram, then I take that trade 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even if Medusa clears this, it replaced itself already. So it's
You
not
to the hand to your card.
Yeah. And then I also have another card in my deck that can pump this up. I played Ruby Chromacon as well, just as a 1 of, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So,
okay.
And then 3 Medusa, 1 Cusco, 3 Big Sisu, 4 Tamatoa, 4 Maleficent Dragon. I chose to play 4 of this weekend, expecting a bunch of red-blue. This card's really good in all the blue matchups, because having a consistent way to out Tamatoa in the mirror that's not Be Prepared is really good. You can also hit the Big Sisu, which is pretty nice.
So now, you didn't think that you needed to use like the Shift Sisu?
No, so that's the thing I got rid of. Playtesting against green-purple a lot. I found Shift Sisu to not be as good because Bonsai on 2 made it to where even with Ice Block, the small Sisu couldn't clear it. And then in the mirror match, Sisu is just, unless you have 2 to 3 Ice Block on board, Sisu is just pretty much relegated to being removal for only Hiram. I also was going into this event with the mindset of, if I play against aggro, I'll gladly take the 1/1 if I can get it, but if not, then oh well. And fortunately, we dodged aggro all weekend, which was great.
Oh, okay. And my last question is, you didn't think you needed another removal? Like Lady Tremaine or...
So I had been playing with Lady Tremaine for a little bit. It's nice to have in the blue-red mirror, just because it can hit all the big drops like Maleficent, Tamatoa, Sisu pretty reliably whenever they tap out for it. However, it's pretty mid against everything else. Like green purple wasn't that great. Red purple is obviously not that great. And then Steel Song, it's just like a feels bad card every time it's in my hand. So I just elected not to play it and just stuck with the 3 Medusa.
Okay. And now, did you ever feel like you were ever behind because like you only had like a 2-drop character or anything? Like you ever missed like?
No, not really. So this deck generally, it'll skip. Besides doing your ramp on turn 2, it'll skip turns 1 and 2, and then your real plays start on turn 4. So because of your ramp spells, your 4-drops turn into 3-drops, and generally whenever you're ramping and playing stuff ahead of time, it can be seen as unfair because you're doing more than what your opponent can be doing, which is why the singing mechanic in this game is so good, because of like Steel Song being able to go a 1-drop Cindy and then sing like Let the Storm Rage On. So that's how I view it, at least.
Okay.
And then for my actions, I had 2 Hideaway, For Vision of the Future, this card is probably the best card in the entire deck outside of Hiram.
So now question, with Pete being in the format, did you find Hideaway was harder to play than Cusco?
So my mentality with this split was I still wanted initially I was playing 3 Hideaway, but then I decided I wanted a 2 lore cluster for the mirror, and then it also is something you can establish against other matchups too as just something to finish the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of people were just playing 2 Cusco and no Hideaway. I don't think that's correct because Hideaway can act as a conditional ramp spell on turn 2 by getting rid of one of your items into the Inkwell. And then also it being 2 mana matters a lot because even on turn 6 against red-purple, you can go Hideaway to clear their castle and still play a 4-drop like Tala or Hiram in order to keep your engines going.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And then 4 Brawl. A lot of people had cut this down to 2, sometimes 3. I valued this being inkable a lot more than the Sisu, and this pretty much hit everything that Sisu did. And it can also, with Ice Block, trade up to things like Beast Tragic Hero and Robin Hood Champion of Sherwood, which was like really good.
Ooh.
And then as far as my songs go, it was 2 One Jump, 2 How Far I'll Go, and then 2 Be Prepared.
So I see that you're on only 2 How Far I Go. Yep. But like the Grandma Tala can easily sing that.
Correct.
So why only 2?
So How Far I'll Go is really good in the red-blue mirror matches because it not only ramps you, but it also replaces itself and digs you further into your deck, which is what you want to be doing. However, I was expecting a lot of green decks. Green Steel had obviously seen a lot of popularity going into the event. So having only 6 songs in the deck meant that Ursula ripping a card from my hand really didn't impact me much. And there were a lot of Ursulas this weekend that actually whiffed. So I was pretty thankful for that.
Oh, okay.
And then also the uninkable count in this deck I think was only 17, which I liked pretty much because even with 17 uninkables, 4 of them are pseudo ink. So I was only playing realistically 13 uninkables in my deck, which Red Blue hadn't been able to do for quite some time leading up to this format.
Awesome.
And then for the item package, the standard 4 Popsicle, I played 2 Ice Block, and then 1 Ruby Chromacon. This was the last minute addition into the deck, mainly because it allowed Maui to single clear a castle on the red-purple matchup. And then also you could do this on turn 1 and play a Tipo on 2 and pump the Tipo up to 2 strength so it can trade into a Bonsai against green-purple. So that was pretty nice. And then 3 Fishbone Quill. This card really only shines against Steel Song, in my opinion. Every other matchup, I'm not a huge fan of it. I also played a 1 Greatstone Dragon, strictly for the red matchups, because if I'm able to keep inking cards without actually using cards in my hand, then it's very good in those kind of situations. And then the 2 Lucky Dimes.
So now, would you rather put Greatstone Dragon down on turn 3 or Fishbone?
So Fishbone, if I'm going to do a turn 3 ramp, will still be this, or what I want to do on turn 3. However, Greatstone Dragon really comes down in the later turns after you've already been trading resources and clearing the boards of Hirams and stuff.
Because you need some monsters to actually put into your inkwell.
And it comes into play tapped or exerted. So it's a slower version of Fishbone. Unfortunately, I only played 2 mirror matches all weekend, and there was only 1 game where I actually drew it. But yeah, so I actually really like the card.
Okay. Now, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, so I'd like to shout out to all my friends back home at the local St. Louis Discord community, as well as Mystic TCG, Matt Breeze, my friend Dewey, who helped talk with me about red-blue theory for like the 6 weeks leading up to this event, which was fantastic. But yeah.
It's a great playtesting group.
Yeah.
But, okay, thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe.